Hey Earthlings!
Hey everybody!
We're coming back with a special video about cacao ceremony.
And you can see here the way that we are doing our cacao ceremonies in our community. And in this video we're going to share with you how you can do this at home as well. What are kind of the special ingredients of making a really special and sacred ceremony for yourself?
And we will share with you one of our favorite recipes that we perfected in the last 2 years using this medicine.
Yeah, so we're gonna show it to you right now how to make delicious ceremonial cacao.
This is the start of something new. This is the start of something magical. This is the start of something new. This is the start of something true.
Okay, so this is the raw cacao that we're using, and make sure that you have a ceremonial cacao in its raw form. And we're gonna use dates for sweetener, because that's the most natural ingredient that we have come up with for that purpose. We're using oat milk to make it a bit like creamy and tasty. This is only oat and water. You can also use almond milk or any other nut milk, and you can even make that yourself.
Yeah.
And keep it totally raw.
You want to talk about our spices?
Yeah, so we have some chili, which is used to activate the effects of the cacao. We have a pinch of salt for adding some edge and some cinnamon. So we're gonna first warm up the milk just a little bit, just to make sure that when we add the cacao in, it can melt, properly. I'm just gonna move it around all the time to make sure that it doesn't heat up too much. So we're using approximately 2 deciliters of liquid per person. You also don't have to use plant milk, you can just use water. And the amount of the liquid that you add depends on how thick you want your cacao to be and how much cacao you are adding. So we usually use about 20 grams per person because we're quite sensitive. We are eating raw vegan most of the time. And so we get quite hyper.
And usually the ceremonial dose is about 40 grams per person.
Yeah, 30 to 40.
Yeah, we use way less than that, but it's up to you to decide how much you want to use. And we use the blender just to make it easier, like the blending process.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna add the dates and make sure to take the pits out. And
don't break your milk blender.
Yeah, and we're gonna first blend in the dates to make sure that they get nice and smooth. And we have usually about 3 to 4 dates per person. Depends also if you like it sweet. We like it sweet. If you don't like it sweet, you don't have to add any sweetener, or you can add less than what we do. And now we're gonna chop the cacao. And because we're gonna blend it and the liquid is slightly warm, there is no reason for it to be super fine. And it's very important to be in the right space preparing the cacao. What I mean with that is to not be stressed, to not be thinking about something else, not be doing it in a hurry. Really take the time for it because cacao is a plant medicine and we're basically working with the plant. And it also absorbs your energy into the drink that you're preparing. So that's why we like to use sometimes crystals in the preparation, like setting crystals around or putting music. And I like to channel sound sometimes.
So something I found it very healing is to set the intention before taking the medicine, and if you can before preparing it also. That will help you connect more to the medicine and make the whole procedure, the whole process more sacred and more healing for you. So what I would do, I would set intention before preparing the cacao and try to channel what's coming to me or what my need is and put it in the cacao. So just before blending it, I would set an intention. It can take a few minutes for you. You can take your time with it. So you can see this is the structure. that you will end up with.
Yeah, and we use the blender because we really like to make the cacao smooth. If you make it only in the pot, that's also okay if you don't have a blender or you prefer it that way. The cacao will just have a different consistency.
Yeah. So the next step will be warm it up a little bit with the spicy. So here we're gonna add it and warm it up a little bit. Here's our ceremonial cacao.
And here are the spices. We also like to add cardamom sometimes, but we don't have it right now.
The aim is to keep the temperature under 40 degrees so it stay in a raw form. And we also made a video about the benefit of the ceremonial cacao. You can watch it. We prefer to use wooden spoons and wooden material with the cacao, but since we don't have right now, we are using the spoons.
You can keep testing that it stays not too warm.
It's so good.
Beautiful. So, let's make a ceremony.
Yeah.
So today we felt like drinking the cacao outside in the nature. So nature is our ceremonial space and altar, basically.
Yeah. If we do it inside, we usually put a lot of crystals and we bring something from the nature. Like we have a lot of plants, so we bring them inside and surround.
Candles. So the way we like to set the space for cacao ceremonies by cleansing the space. We like to use Palo Santo. You can also use sage or just your pure intention. So the setting is very important, as with any plant medicine, that you have the right intention and you have a space that is contained, and you can really influence the feeling of the space with candles and with crystals and things like that. We're gonna just give blessing to each other's cups. Yeah. And we do this also in a bigger group usually, where we pass around the cups so that each person gets the positive intent of the other people in the group. And because cacao is a very feminine medicine, it's very receptive. So whatever you put into it, it takes it in, and the one who drinks it receives that. So it's very important that you hold clarity of intention when you do that.
Yeah. When you bless it to the other person, you can make eye contact and really try to connect to this person, especially with cacao. It gives you more space to be in this connection, authentic connection space.
And we really like to start always with a meditation where we connect to ourselves. We arrive in the space and we connect to our intention for drinking the medicine.
Yeah.
Your intention can be anything. It could be help me feel myself more. It could be help me process this emotion that I have. Help me manifest my dream.
Yeah.
Can relate to this moment, this week, or your life in general.
Yeah. When you feel the connection with your cup, you can start bringing it closer to you by smelling it or drinking it.
We like to take usually a moment to drink in silence, where we're just present with the medicine, with ourselves. And usually when we are more or less done with drinking our cup, we do something to connect to each other, usually. And this could be a round of sharing, where we each take a little bit of space to express what's alive within us, maybe what's our intention. So we like to do sometimes activities, for example, related to touch, physical touch. It could be massage, it could be each person expressing how they want to be touched. This used to be an event we did before in Berlin. It was called Cacao and Conscious Touch.
We will do it again when there is no
one day.
lockdown. When we do it in a group, sometimes we do like art, we do like body painting, we do sometimes dance in the nature, being in the flow of creativity and other things. So
yeah, there is really no rules about what you need to do in a cacao ceremony. It's all about the intention of the group, like what the group wants to experience. So some of the common ingredients in cacao ceremonies are usually deep connection to self. So this is usually what people experience. They drop into their body, they can feel themselves better.
yeah.
And it's just really an opening an authentic space for people to be in contact with themselves and connect to others from that authentic space if they feel like that.
And it's so healing, guys, to be in that space with yourself and extend this like space to include others. It like people create really deep bonding when they are in this space, and we saw many people in our workshop like developing a deep intimate relationships or friendship, and it was so amazing to see this happening just within like a short period of time.
And let us know if you liked the recipe or if you have your own secret ingredients that you like to add in your cacao. We'd love to hear that.
We would love to try more recipes from you. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because more plant medicine video are coming. Love you guys.
Sending you much love, cacao vibrations.